Hey guys, this is Joy with Create It with Joy, and today is day 4 of my 12 Days of Christmas Cards series. Today I have made a really fun interactive card using the Double Slider Surprise by Fawn. We've got Santa Claus popping out of the chimney. So first thing I'm going to do is I need to make my background, and I am going to be using Distress Oxide inks in Salty Ocean, Blueprint Sketch, Stormy Sky, and Black Soot. I want the background to look like nighttime sky, so when Santa comes popping up out of the chimney, you know, it's the middle of the night when he's supposed to be sneaking in and giving us our wonderful presents. So I am using it on the Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock, and the Distress Oxide inks do blend really well on this. The regular Distress inks, they'll blend. It just takes a little bit more work. So if you've just got those inks, I would definitely use a watercolor paper, like a smooth, like Bristol smooth watercolor paper. So here I'm just going to blend and blend and blend, and I'm putting the black soot around the edges, just to kind of feel like it's the outside's darker, and kind of behind him is maybe lit up maybe by the Christmas lights from the house or whatever. I did not need to go all the way down because the way we're making this, the chimney, the Double Slider Surprise is going to be the chimney, and then we will have the roof. So I spritzed this with a distress sprayer, patted it dry because I wanted the little spots almost to kind of feel like a little bit of snow is falling in the background. So I'm going to put that aside and let that dry. Now I've already cut out all the components to the Double Slider Surprise off camera. This is going to be the front. I cut out the little notch at the bottom so that way you can pull the surprise, the slide part. Now this is a brick stencil. This is from Studio 490, and it's the mini bricks. And I've just taped it down, and I am using Fire Brick Red, and I have this in my regular Distress ink. Now I'm not worried about it being blended good because I want it to look like old red brick. And then I'm also going to be adding some black soot around the edges. And on here I'm just pouncing it. I'm not going in the circular motion. I'm just kind of pouncing it on, which really gives the brick a good aged look. So just finishing up with that black soot. And I taped off on the side, if you had noticed originally, I had taped off the strip where you're going to be adding adhesive, because once the ink is on there, it's hard for the adhesive to stick. Now this is one of the insert pieces that's going to pop up. This is where Santa's going to be on, so I am again inking it to have the night sky background, so when it pops up it really does kind of blend in with the background card. So again, Salty Ocean, Blueprint Sketch, Stormy Sky. Excuse me. Just keep blending and blending, just so you get it how you want it. There's the black soot again around the edges. And I have to spritz that again and pat that dry. So now I've taped off where my roof line is going to be, and I didn't know if I was going to use paper or whatever, but I'm really glad I used the Distress Oxide and Black Soot. Excuse me. Because I really liked the look that it gave. Now here's my cute Santa. This is the picture book Santa from Simon Says Stamp, and I colored with Copics. I used some R35, 39, 46, R20, and E00. And I just colored him in, and I'm going to glue him on this background. I did all this die cutting off camera just to save a ton of time because it already is kind of a longer video, a longer card to make. But I love this cute little picture book Santa. He is darling. Putting on his cute little hat. His little fuzzy ball. And I'm just using Multi-Matte Medium, Ranger Multi-Matte Medium to glue this down. mainly because the inked background, like your tape runner and things like that, don't always stick super good. I'm just using my jewel picker and putting in his little eyeballs, which I'm going to color with a black glaze pen. Get all his cute little facial features in there. And of course, you don't have to color these with Copic markers. You can die cut all the colored paper out however you want. It just felt faster to me than searching through all my paper and getting the right colors that I needed. Now on his cute little belt buckle there, I did use a Jelly Roll glitter pen because I really liked how that looked. It made it look like a shiny metal. We're just going to put his cute little belt together. Gluing that with the multi-matte medium. I was so excited about this card, you guys. When this idea came into my head, I just, for real, could not wait to put this together. This double-sider surprise from Fawn is so fantastic. So here's the black glaze pen to color in his little cute little eyeballs. And then my white Jelly Roll pen to give some little white pen detail, gave him some little cute little white freckles on his cheeks, adding some highlights to his hat. And I used Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard for his little ball at the end and the brim of his hat. Now, here's the mistake I made. I should have waited till I was all the way done because it takes a really long time to dry. So now here's the inner workings. Here's the slider part. And you can go onto Fawn's website. You can, or on YouTube, you can find some videos of how to put together the double slider surprise. I've showed it in a couple other videos more in detail than what I showed here. But you're going to adhere the little plastic that you used. I just used leftover plastic from some of my packaging. It works perfect. And just make sure you don't want it super tight. That's one of the tips. Don't have it so tight because you want it to be able to move easy. So then you're going to put, and you need to use 1/8 inch score tape. If you have a 1/4 inch, I mean, you could cut it in half, but that's kind of a pain because you really need thin score tape. And so you're going to do it on both sides. You're going to front and back of this inner working here. And you put some more on this plastic. And I'm just making sure my plastic movable part is kind of lined up in the center. Sorry guys, I'm skipping all over the place. I was kind of doing things kind of crazy. Here's the front and back, and I'm putting that same score tape on the tabs. That's again why I did not ink up that tab. And then you're going to fold it and score it. And then we will hook that piece together in a minute. So see, now I've got the front and the back. Line those two up, stick them down, remove that. Then you're going to remove all the adhesive from that inner part, stick it inside. Now I had made a mistake, and that's why this is open and I'm redoing. I had stuck the ho 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 up way too high, so when you pulled it down you couldn't see it, so I had to kind of take this apart and put it back together. So that's why this video is not super great on showing how to put this together. I have previous videos on my channel that you can see exactly how to put this together. I go into more detail with that. But this card just took a really long time, so I just did not have time for that. So now I'm going to be stamping with the cute sentiment that this ho 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 first of all is Who is this by? Oh, it's Impression Obsession, the Ho 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 die. Now this is from Essentials by Ellen, a winter window. And I am just using the fun little snow that would normally be hanging off the window to put on the top of this chimney. And I just stuck it together, cut off the excess, and I wasn't really worried about how you were going to see where they connected because I'm putting Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard over that. I'm stamping Merry Christmas. And we're going to adhere this, and I am using score tape. Now this background has been dry for quite a while, so I wasn't worried that this score tape was not going to stick. And I also stamped that little pull tab with Lawn Fawn's Push Here stamp set. We're going to attach that Merry Christmas sign. Here is the Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard. I'm going to do that first. This really does cover up the seam where it's hooked together. I just loved, loved, love this card. And I did not feel like the front needed a whole lot because once you pull down on that, on the slider surprise, the whole card comes to life. And so I really didn't want to detract from that. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. In love. And you just kind of have to work it a little and it just loosens up and makes it work. Thanks guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope that this inspires you to create for Christmas. If you like what you've seen, please thumbs up and subscribe. I also would love to have any comments from you guys. Thank you so much. Come back tomorrow for day 5 of this Christmas card series. Merry Christmas.